Coming up on the Luke Beasley Show.
Something that is immediately noticeable is that Heather has crazy eyes, and that takes off at least 2 points.
What?
Tweets because she owns a dessert business and he must love food. Why are those requirements? Because she needs an excuse to get fat. She already looks like she's gained weight and is trying to hide it. Top. Be aware that women have all kinds of tricks to hide how fat they are. The key giveaway.
What are you talking about, you lunatic? Gosh, this guy is disgusting. A really big conversation recently has been around incels, which is short for involuntarily celibate, right? Which means you are a virgin involuntarily, so you just haven't been able to find someone who wants to have sex with you. And it sounds kind of funny at first, but there's actually a really big chunk of, especially men, who have a really hard time finding companionship. And it's causing them to get sucked into online pipelines that usually bring them really far right, or almost always drag them really far right, and tell them that the reason for all of their issues is wokeness or feminism or just women outright. And what we're seeing is the strife, I guess, that men get with being incels primes them really well to be the perfect subject to misinformation and online propaganda. And so there's these massive communities now of people who watch these very famous content creators who, there's a few different categories. It could just be conservative, but like further right conservative stuff that is really heavy on the anti-feminism. Or it can be like dating advice where like, you gotta be rude to women and this, that, and the other. Or it could be just criticizing like dating culture and through that criticizing women. But the common thread through all of this is deep, deep, deep misogyny. Because what happens, I guess, is like the mindset of, because in my mind, if I could not find companionship and I was wanting to find a woman for companionship, okay, and I can't, wouldn't I think, how can I be a better person who would appeal more to women, right? No. What happens is they go, it's not me, it's them. And the reason that I can't find someone who wants to have, whether it's just sex or a relationship, is because culture, this new woke feminist culture, has caused women to suck so much that they don't want to be with the right guys, okay? Well, that just leads, after that step, to just, I hate women, okay? That's going to be clipped. I love women, but that's what they start believing. And so there's this content creator that I've seen, Vosh has covered this content creator a lot. It's not Vosh, it's a guy that Vosh has watched on his stream. And so that's kind of what gave me the idea, because I was laughing super hard. And his name is Think Before You Sleep. And he puts out a lot of content that is around, you know, here's some his other stuff, like what's in it for men. Men don't have to put up with this abuse. Modern woman versus traditional woman. And then this one's called Why Men Are Refusing to Date. So it's kind of around dating culture, men-women relations, and why women are, you know, crazy these days. But he tries to cloak it. It's not just like a, hey, let's all scream about how much we hate women. It's not that. It's a little bit more trying to portray itself as an honest criticism of modern dating culture or whatever. But some of it gets really, really misogynistic. So we're going to watch this one and just break it down. But I want y'all to know, this guy has 546,000 subscribers. And this video has over 2 million views on it. Okay? 2 million views. He has a massive audience. People love this. When you're watching it, don't think, oh, we're picking on a little guy who's kind of weird in his basement ranting about women. No, this guy's very famous. among primarily what I would predict is incels, or just guys who hate women. And they want to blame their own issues with finding companionship and finding a connection with women on the woman instead of doing a little introspection, okay? This is called Why Men Are Refusing to Date.
Heather bought me her list.
Starting with a Steve Harvey clip. And he's about to read a list that this woman made about what she wants in a man.
Heather bought me her list of requirements, so let's check them out. He must be between 30 and 45, financially stable, no kids, 5'10" or taller, no hookups or flings, ready to settle down, no roommates, no smoking, must love dessert, and can't be anti-sugar.
Okay, first of all, so far, absolutely fine. In her age range, it looks like. Financially stable, totally great, no children. 5'10", that's not like crazy. It's not saying it has to be 6'5", you know. Okay, you want someone, she's probably around 5'9", 5'10", who's taller than you. That's acceptable. No hookups or flings, totally reasonable. Yeah, to settle down. No roommates, non-smoker, and then she's a baker, I think is the story. So, can we pick another guy in their basement who doesn't like women? Where could we find one of them? I don't get it, but this guy's perfect for the point that we're trying to make about modern incel culture, and can't be anti-sugar. So has to enjoy eating dessert because she is a baker. Totally fair so far.
Must be honest, reliable, sweet and kind, quick-witted, romantic, must love food, must pay on the first date, no flowers.
So those are all fine. I don't love this one because we're trying to get away from hard roles like that. Like, for example, I always pay on the first date. Even if I'm just like out with a friend, like I just want to, if I'm with someone for the first time, I want to like pick them up just to be nice. But like, we're trying to get away from men are the one with money and women are the ones who just sit. No. So, but okay, she wants that. No flowers on the first date. That's oddly specific.
On the first date, must be a social drinker and must never wear sweatpants. Okay.
That's weird. The last one's weird, but the social drinker, great. So far, somewhat reasonable. I don't think that's crazy. It's a little specific in some areas, but okay.
Okay, well, we got some more requirements, but we don't have no more room.
This is Heather, and she has a list of over
So this is the voice of the guy that we're reviewing today.
50 requirements that she expects her boyfriend to have. Now, many of the women in the audience laugh at her during this segment, but I imagine that if they were asked about their requirements, they would have a list very similar in length. Despite her low value, Heather expects to get her perfect 10 out of 10 guy
Low value?
who can meet all 50 or more of her requirements. And she wonders why she's single. Just for comparison, I bet I can sum up what most men want in just 3 things. She must be attractive, she can't be a bitch, and she must be a good housewife.
No. What? Okay, must be attractive, sure. Everyone wants to be attracted to the person they're with. Yeah, fine. I don't ever walk around thinking to myself, like, the person that I'm with can't be a super negative thing, right? You assume, I don't know. For me, when I think about the person I'm looking for, it's supposed to be more positive statements. They should be this. They should be this. Not, they can't be this. And then must be a good housewife. What? The 1950s called and they want your commentary back. If you end up getting in a relationship where the woman is at home and is a housewife, that's fine, you know? You do you. But I don't feel like even the majority of guys walking around are thinking, gotta find that housewife.
By the way, there are guys out there who will date all types of physical appearances, so this is really mostly an issue of personality. As for Heather, let's calculate some numbers. She wants
Jared said, I'm listening now. Okay, we're watching an incel criticize a woman.
a 10 out of 10 guy, and for the sake of argument, let's start her off as if she were a 10.
Okay.
Something that is immediately noticeable is that Heather has crazy eyes, and that takes off at least 2 points.
What? I don't even... Her eyes look normal. Again, we're not picking on a rando. We're picking on someone with 500,000 subscribers. And this video has 2 million views. Okay.
Now she's an 8.
Okay.
I don't know her age, but she looks very close to 30, and that knocks another point off her score. In her requirements, she says that
Okay, she's 30. She wants someone from 30 to 45. Her being 30 doesn't knock off a point off of her ranking, which, by the way, I hate the ranking thing. But it doesn't knock a point off at all because she's in the age range that guys would be attracted to.
a man cannot be
Like
against
that 30 to 45-year-olds would be looking for people her age. So why would that take off a point?
sweets because she owns a dessert business and he must love food. Why are those requirements? Because she needs an excuse to get fat. She already looks like she's gained weight and is trying to hide it. Her dress is not form-fitting, and it has a seam at her belly button, which forces the fat rules down so that she doesn't get a muffin top. Be aware that women have all kinds of tricks to hide how fat they are. The key giveaway...
What are you talking about, you lunatic? First of all, she's gorgeous. Her figure is perfectly great. And she's a baker. That's why she wants the guy to like sweets. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I heard. Who did I hear that from? I don't know. The fact that he instantly jumps to, he wants her to, she wants her ideal guy to like sweets so that she can get fat. God, it's so disgusting.
is the size of her arms. That right there knocks off a minimum of 1 point. Probably more in the future. And now she's...
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Charles. Charles said, wow, I wonder why he can't get a woman. Exactly. It's not her, dude. It's you.
6. Last, she has a frosting business, which means that either she is going to be gone all the time so the kids in the home aren't going to be taken care of, or she's going to expect you to dole out the cash and float her failing business. That's minus 2 points.
Oh my gosh. His assumption, she has a small business where she makes something, cupcakes or frosting. I don't know what that means. A frosting business? She frosts stuff. His assumption is either she's going to be gone all the time and so the kids won't have a mother, and she hasn't even established that she wants kids, or she needs a rich man to maintain her stupid hobby business. Have you considered that it could be a fun bakery that's open normal hours where she can be home in the evenings, that's perfectly successful enough to maintain itself and it doesn't need any man's money? That's just... God.
So she wants a guy who is a 10 out of 10 when she at best is a 4.
Guys, let me get one.
I want to see him. Oh, I want to see him so bad. I don't think he lets his photo get out.
One of the pillars over here. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. Must be adventurous, must be humble, must be spontaneous, must be a planner, can't be self-centered, can't be cocky, must love dogs, can't own a dog from a breeder, can't be jealous of her dog, and can't own a cat.
Okay, that's
the
weird.
Hell, what?
Heather wants her man to be spontaneous and unpredictable. How is he supposed to do that when she has micromanaged him down to the exact person he has to be? There's no room for surprises because he might ruin the relationship by admitting that his favorite season is fall.
I'm the founder and CEO of my own frosting company.
Wow, look at those titles. Founder and Chief Executive Officer. Why? Because you're the only employee? I can't imagine working for a control freak like her where everything about a person needs to be...
Okay, first of all, you know this show asks the woman to write down as many things as possible. And we've all thought this out before. Like, my dream person must love traveling. And then you meet someone who doesn't particularly love traveling and you don't really care. Like, you have your ideal person and then someone comes along who checks most of your boxes and you feel, strong feelings for, and then wonderful. Like, I don't know. I agree it's just a little much, but that's also the show. And he's not just saying, wow, that's a little much. If I was watching it, that's how I'd react. He's going, she's a vile, disgusting, fat woman. Like, oh my God. Why are women so weird these days and don't want to date guys? I think they do, just not you, brother.
Her liking down to the exact detail. Look at this. She has 4 different rules on dogs. He has to be a dog lover, but he can only adopt.
Like, for example, my list would look similar. Must love dog. I don't get this one. Who's jealous of other people's dogs? That's so weird. But must love dogs. Yeah, I want, like, I'm going to have a dog, so I want the person that I'm with to like dogs. Can't own a dog from a breeder. That wouldn't be a deal breaker, of course not. But I also have, like, it'd be cool if they also got someone from the pound or got a dog from the pound. And then can't own a cat. I don't know if I would say that, but these are all preferences to me. And I feel like they asked her to put it in can't, won't, must type statements.
Shelter dogs? Geez, you're like a vegan who attacks other vegans for not being vegan enough. People who are being managed hate it when you give them 30 different things to do. All that's going to assure is that nothing is going to get done.
Wait.
By comparison,
Can't have a 6-pack abs? What? Why? Can't have a runner's physique? Can't be stronger than me? Okay, this girl's really weird, but his attacks are just, needlessly against her character rather than just saying that she has oddly specific tastes.
she has more rules specifically about dogs than most men do about the entire relationship. Is this what women consider healthy? The way you actually manage people, and this goes for everyone, is to keep rules simple, but to pick rules that are important enough to encompass multiple things. So when a man says he wants a woman that's attractive, what does attractive mean? I can tell you from me that it means she can't be fat, she can't have tattoos, she can't have any weird piercings. What does it mean to be a good housewife? It means she has to be home. It means she has to be able to cook. It means she has to be able to clean. And it means she has to be good with kids. Those 2 rules, and the third.
I really want to see how he does on a first date. Hi. I'm not going to make fun of his voice. Hi, my name is whatever his name is. We'll say, what does he sound like? My name is Tim. Do you have any tattoos? Do you have a piercing that I don't know about? Are you a good housewife? Do you know how to cook?
Third, cover a lot of areas, and what they do is allow the details that are unsaid to be positively interpreted by the other person. When you give them that freedom, they often think of something better than what you thought of, and because they thought of it, they will own it and work harder to achieve that positive thing. By giving someone an exhaustive list, you are just saying, I am always right, and I don't trust your ability to think and make decisions. So when you treat people like that, don't be surprised that they can't think or make good decisions. People like to discover
Here's my thing. On this. She's definitely also in the wrong. Someone said it well. They said, Larry said, we can point out her being a little ridiculous without being totally disgusting, but I guess this guy can't. Exactly. The real thing you have to do in life is say, here are core things. They have to have similar values. They have to, like on my list, a really big one is you have to show that you're an empathetic person and you have to care about the world, because my whole passion is wrapped around a means to improve people's lives. I think that's what politics can be, that it's a way, it's a tool that we can use to improve people's lives. If my partner doesn't even care about other people's lives, it's going to be tough. Okay. You have some core things. And if you want to ponder, it'd be cool if they were this, if they were this, that's fine. If you get too specific, I think you end up not being open-minded to someone who could really cause you to fall for them, and would be an amazing companion, because you are overthinking the specifics, if that makes sense. But I think it is good to have really strong black and white things on the core fundamental things that you want in a person.
things for themselves, which is why most people hate it when you spoil a movie. They want mystery in how a good interaction should occur with the person they are talking to. When you give someone a list of 50 rules, there is no room to explore, and that's bad for both parties. If you are a man and you follow every asinine rule on that list, then she will get bored because there's nothing about you to discover, and you will get dumped. There needs to be some mystery in what you say to people so they can figure out what you mean on their own. If you get that right and you have provided
Thank you for all of this wise advice. You sound like the person who has the best relationships with women.
value to the person, then they will jump to figure out how to serve you in a positive way.
Okay, he can't be jealous of your dog?
So the last guy I dated, he admitted after a few months that he was jealous of my dog, and he was kind of mean to my dog in the beginning. And he said that I gave my dog more attention than I gave to him.
Did you?
Well, I mean, my dog never fought with me.
She's
Your
being
dog
funny.
doesn't fight with you because if it does, you won't feed it. That's clearly what she wants, a slave. And that's why men are kicking her to the curb. If she wanted a real relationship, like she claims she does, then the question she should be asking is, what did I do to make him jealous of my dog? But instead, she blames him for the wrongdoing and just adds another thing to the list. Why exactly is this woman a cat?
I'm gonna be honest. I have been with people, not like in a relationship, but I have hung out with people who all they're focusing on is their dog, and you're like, can you look at me? We're trying to have a conversation here, and you're, it's like, let them go run around and talk to me. Stop focusing on your dogs. I get that a little bit.
Catch.
See, if you're looking for a guy with all of that,
Yeah.
I don't know that he exists.
No, he's got to exist. You don't
Okay.
think so?
Looks like she's planning a future with a lot of dogs. Let's get to the second example.
What?
And it's more pathetic than the first.
Y'all, this is my question. I am a single mom. I have a full-time career. I work very hard, very responsible.
A single mother. And she calls herself responsible. I wouldn't say that, but okay.
Oh my God. See, this is the thing with this guy. It's always the woman's fault. He doesn't know if the man up and left, he doesn't know at all the situation, but instantly he thinks she must be an irresponsible person. It sounds like she's very responsible. She's raising those kids. She's running a business. I can't do that.
But I get the typical blonde, big boobs, tattoos. That's how guys kind of see me. And, you know, I have a really huge personality, like really big. Sometimes it's like, my mom's like, you need a filter, but that's just how I am.
Right. A huge personality. Maybe it's just me, but I've noticed this behavior a lot in women. Women love to display their negative traits as a positive. I have a huge personality, and that's just the way I am. I'm really honest, upfront, and people just can't seem to handle my honesty. Hello? That's not a good thing. If you have a personality that is turning people away, then by definition, you have a bad personality.
Dude, look in the mirror. Oh my gosh. First off, no. A lot of guys are just threatened by women who have a big personality. Don't squash your personality if you're a woman who has that. Go find a guy who likes girls with big personalities. There's a lot of people in the world, trust me. I've met a lot of guys who love women with big personalities. You can just keep on looking. You don't have to just change who you are and be this little docile housewife.
She's even stated that people have warned her about her personality, and she has refused to listen. When women say things like, I have a huge personality, that's just code for, I'm a bitch.
Oh my God.
But I guess
This guy is, I don't swear on this program, but so many words for him.
my main thing is, you know, like, I'm seriously almost done with dating. It's like 4 years. I have not had a date. I have never had a guy pick me up from my house and take me on a date in my entire life. Ever.
What's your address?
Oh, let's go.
I mean, it's as simple, but keep going, keep going.
So I guess like my main thing is so like why is it men can't get past the exterior? Because I mean, I have a lot to offer. I am funny as hell. I mean, really. I'm funny.
The whole premise of this segment is that
I like
she,
that.
as a woman who has not had a date in 4 years, is saying that men only want her.
Andrew said, I apologize for my swears. No. Y'all don't have to not swear. That's just what I do. I have a suspicion that it helps in the YouTube algorithm. Because I noticed YouTube is trying to mark some channels as like borderline and some channels as more mainstream friendly. And the channels that did really well after that started happening were people like David Pakman and other channels who keep it super professional and they don't swear. So that's where I made the rule for myself, in case that is a situation, and so that people can have me on in like a house with anyone and not be worried about it.
Because she's attractive. She's blonde,
But y'all can
has
swear in
big
the chat, of
boobs,
course.
and has tattoos. First of all, most men don't find tattoos attractive. Second,
That's not true. No way. Hold up. Polling men with let's keep playing it while I find this, and then I'll tell you.
have you stepped on a scale recently? Third, have you
Oh
looked
my gosh, this guy is disgusting. Oh, God, makes me so mad.
at your birth certificate recently? This chick looks like she's almost 40 and is borderline obese. Men don't care if women are funny. That's something that women care about.
Some men do. I like funny women. Jeez. What is his deal with, first of all, weight, but also age? People are a certain age and they're dating people within their age range. So it's really fine if she's almost 40 or 40 or whatever, because she's going to go look for people who are also that age and looking for that age. God.
If you haven't realized that, and you haven't realized that being a single mother is a huge negative, then it means you don't care about what men want. The reason you can't attract a man is because you aren't a good partner.
No one has ever come to your house and picked you up.
No.
That's your fault. Because you, listen to me, you gotta have some type of requirements and standards. If you can't come get me and pick me up, you can't have me. The reason you're not getting invited out on dates is because you won't create the persona that you're special. You just won't appear special enough because you're so busy being funny as hell, so busy being this light to the world.
Come on, Steve. She knows that if she has those standards, all the guys are...
Not true. Whatever he's about to say is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So it sounds like she's not finding the right guys, because why wouldn't you go pick a woman up at their house, or anyone? It's so fun. You drive up, you have like flowers in the seat. Hey. But I agree with Steve Harvey that, you know, you have to have standards for yourself. But I don't possibly believe that she's looking far and wide enough. And that's why it's been so long since she's had a good date.
going to pass because she doesn't have very much value as a 40-year-old overweight tattooed single mother. When you don't have a lot of value, you can't make demands. Her having high standards is like a minimum wage employee saying to his boss, I don't like being paid minimum wage. If I don't get paid $50 an hour, then I'm not going to work here. Okay, you're fired. You aren't worth $50 an hour. That's what she wants. She wants a six-figure salary Romeo when at best...
Okay, on the tattoo thing, he said most men don't find women with tattoos attractive. Let's see. What makes a tattoo attractive? Oh, wait, that's not what we want. Most guys, 43% say if there's artistry involved is attractive. That's not. Oh, gosh, this is not what I'm looking for. I just want generally what they think of it. That's annoying. Well, we tried. I think that's stupid. Maybe you don't want like sleeves on your girlfriend. Maybe that's not your style, but I don't think generally having a few tattoos anyone really cares about these days.
All she can do is be a sugar mama for a 20-year-old guy who works at McDonald's.
What?
And it's not like she was born that way. From how she describes herself, she was probably born attractive and then became unattractive through bad decisions that she states she is not willing to change. She's not willing to change her huge personality that turns people off, and very likely she is not willing to lose weight.
Oh my
gosh. The reality is that she probably had many chances to land a guy that she says she wants, but squandered it by being high maintenance and only offering sex as a point of value. Women who do this is your future. Notice how she didn't state that she could cook or she was willing to take care of kids or anything else men value outside of physical attractiveness. Don't be surprised that men only want you for your looks when that's all you bring to the table. However, she seems to just want to blame men instead of fixing her defects. These two women from these segments aren't looking to...
Oh my God. They're not a... Oh my gosh. They're not a product that you can buy. Fix your defects before you put yourself on the store shelf. Damn it. Oh my God. He's so dumb. Oh. Man, I've never disliked someone so much that I know so little about.
To change, they are looking for someone to validate their bad behavior. In terms of the first girl, Heather, you can tell by her body language that her dream was to go onto the Steve Harvey show, write out her list of 100 rules a guy has to follow to be in a relationship with her, and then have Steve say, "Oh my God, these guys are just ridiculous. You don't have high standards. You just know exactly what you want. You have so much to offer. You're a businesswoman."
So I'm looking at a study here. I just want y'all to know. Fat shaming. Here, I can drag it on screen. Fat shaming actually obviously is bad for mental health, but it also increases someone's likelihood of gaining weight. So going around making fun of people for being what you consider to be overweight is not helping the world. And it's not, because people try to cloak it in this, well, I'm just concerned about their health because it's not good whenever you're fat. But if you really care about that, that's not the way to help them at all. First of all, some random person get out of their business. But if you're a close friend and you try to pretend like, oh, I just care about their health, it's not going to improve their health. It's going to make them more unhappy, and it increases their likelihood of gaining more weight. And one of the studies I read said for people who aren't obese, you're more likely to become obese if you get fat shamed. If you're just like, if you're not this ideal skinny person, magazine skinny, and then people tell you that you're overweight and you're not actually obese, you're more likely to become obese. And then if you're already obese, you're more likely to become more. And so fat shaming does nothing. It's just a petty, disgusting manifestation of someone's own insecurity. So many people believe that their only way to go up and feel better is by pushing other people down. That's not how life works. And this guy is the epitome of that.
Woman, you're strong and intelligent. You can have any man you want. That is exactly what she wanted to hear. Here's the evidence. They sent her on a date with a guy with a higher number than her, and she rejects him instantly.
Please welcome Colin. How about you go out and see if you can enjoy him and if he can enjoy you? And promise me one thing, we're not discussing the list.
The date is going really well. It was nice to kind of converse with her away from the lights.
I would like there to be a second date, but again, he lives in DC and I'm not going to ever live in DC. I have no desire to live in DC. So what do they call it? Geographically undesirable? I think that might be the case.
Look at those crazy eyes, my friend.
Listen to your crazy voice, my friend. First of all, her eyes are fine. And her thinking, I don't live in the city as this guy, is a completely reasonable reason not to date him. But it sounds like she had a good time with him and would want there to be a second date. So shut up.
She didn't take any of the advice to lower her standards because she didn't want advice. It's the same with the second girl. She wants Steve to say, "You are so beautiful, your boobs and your tattoos are fantastic. Oh, you're a single mother? Wow, you must work really hard and love your children so much.
Probably.
I can't imagine why men aren't jumping to take you on a date and treat you like the queen that you are." And actually, Steve kind of did that. His co-host did it too. Do you think she's going to make any positive changes when they just validated her bad behavior? One thing I've noticed about people who are highly valuable is that they tend to have a sense of what other people want, which makes sense because you don't build wealth or value on your own without knowing what people want. I imagine it's because they are constantly asking themselves, what do people find valuable? The reality is that if you are properly asking that question and you are constantly working to be the best version of yourself, then you won't have a problem finding people to be around you. People will naturally gravitate toward you when you are being desirable. What these chicks are looking for instead is a trick to game the system. How can I trick these guys into liking me without working on myself? That doesn't work. That's called manipulation, and even if it does work, it will always backfire because eventually the person is going to realize that you have no value. Oh, wait.
Okay, I can't listen to the end of this. So what he's saying there is dumb because the way that he thinks about, and I've seen some of his other videos very similar, the way that he thinks about these relationships is transactional. You're not providing value. You need to up your value so that someone else will see you as worth their time. But in the case of weight, if you only lose weight so that you can be more attractive to a certain guy and not because it's your own personal goal for your own happiness, that's going to fall apart. I'm telling you. And if someone's only with you for shallow reasons, and if one of those reasons change, they're out because now the transaction isn't equal, that's also going to fall apart. And so when you look at relationships and the pursuit of love and connection in this, of course you want to be your best self. And some people have bad personalities and they need to improve their personalities, of course. And that could be why you're not being successful. But if you think about presenting yourself to someone as, I need to appear as a really good, valuable product, and they need to be equally valuable, and then we need to line up our numbers and be like, boom. You're gonna find yourself in an unhappy relationship where you're both just using each other for status or the illusion of companionship or whatever it is. So of course, try to improve yourself. Of course, try to be the best that you can be. Of course, you can care about your physical attractiveness. All that's fine. But don't walk around this world thinking that relationships is just this game you have to play and you got to manipulate people into thinking that you're valuable enough for them. It's like, you want to find someone that you both gain value out of the connection. That is the value. And there's thousands of reasons of why a connection can be meaningful, and those are the things that matter. And of course you're going to want to be physically attracted and all those things to each other, but the way that he looks at the world, the way that he looks at women is going to lead every one of his followers to getting in first of all, not getting any women. I can tell you that. But if they did, getting in very unhappy relationships. Is this guy a parody? No. He's not a parody. Not a parody. Been around for a long time. He's gotten a huge, I was seeing some Twitter little skirmish he was in with someone. This is the real dude, if you can believe it.